Good evening, traders. Welcome to the Jim of All Trade channel. Glad you're here with me. I'm Jim, and tonight what we're going to be looking at is how to construct an Elliott wave using Fibonacci's. And I want to show you the basics of doing it, and then I want to show you how to apply that principle of constructing a wave before it's created, so you can create price targets for yourself in your trading. Okay, so I'm going to give you some secrets and price targets. Okay, so you'll want to stick around for this. You want to get your chart out if you can, and go to trade. You can go to tradingview.com, open yourself a free account, and you can start playing with charts. You really need to learn how to look at charts if you're trading at all. So I would suggest that you do that. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, why don't you give me a like or subscribe here if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell and just let me know what you think of the content. If you like it, just let me know so, and share it, and let's get the word out. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into tonight's lesson. What we want to do is I want to show you what an Elliott wave looks like, and how it's constructed, and how each wave is related to each other using the Fibonacci levels. It's a beautiful thing. So first off, you can use the 1 through 5 tool here, the Elliott wave tool, and just create something like this on your chart. Okay, what we want to see is when you draw it, you want to see kind of the 1 and the 3 and the 5 kind of parallel to each other, while the 2 and the 4 are somewhat parallel to each other. Now, they won't always form like that, but that's what we want to kind of see. Now, generally, the wave 1 is going to have 5 waves going up, 5 subwaves, but however long that is, if you want to project the 2, okay, so what we want to do is begin to project what the 2 is going to look like before it's made. So what you'll do is you'll take your retracement tool right here. It's over here on the bar. What you can see the fib retracement and the trend-based fib retracement. Get off my screen. You can also see that I put stars next to them. That opens up my favorites tool, and so I use these all the time. Okay, so we want to use our retracement tool. We want to start where the wave started, and then we want to go to where the wave ended. So we're just going to assume that's wave 1, and we know how long that is. Now, wave 2 will retrace generally to the 50% mark, or the 618, or the 786. These are common retracement. It can also retrace 82% as well. Those are common retracement marks. So generally 50% to 618. The golden zone, the most often, is about the 618. So we're going to put it there for now. Okay. So that's done. Wave 1 and 2 locked in. Now what we want to do is project where the 3 is gonna be made. So you use your trend-based fib extension. You begin at the beginning of 1, and you measure the length of 1. Okay, then you tell it to start measuring that at the bottom of wave 2, and you'll notice that the 3 wave generally comes up to the 1618. That is the normal stopping point of the 3 wave, and there we go. So we're just gonna assume the 3 wave is gonna come up to the 618. Now, how do we get the 4 wave? Well, we take our trend basics retracement tool. Okay, we start at the bottom of the 2 wave. We're going to measure the 3 wave only the 3 wave. Okay, and the 4 wave generally comes down either to the 382 or the 50% level. And what you'll notice is that the 4 wave never retraces into the level of level 1, and if it does, it'll only wick through it quickly. If it does that, though, it should be just a wick, but it generally shouldn't come into the top of wave 1. It should say so 50% to 382. Now, I'll show you something. If the 2 wave was more of a 786, that means our 4 wave would have come down a little further, like that, 50% to 382. And if that 2 wave was more towards the 82%, you'll notice that would also change where that is, and you'll notice that 4 wave stays out of the 1 wave. So that's common. Okay, so we're going to put this back at the 60%. We'll put this measurement back there as well. And so now we have our 4 wave. I'm just going to put it right between the 382 and the 50 retracement, and we'll get rid of that. Now, how do we project the 5 wave? Well, what we do is we're going to take all of wave 1 plus wave 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to come back to the wave 4 and project this 5 off of that. So we're going to take the trend base extension, okay, start it all the way to the 3, come back to where we put our 4, and then the common landing point for that wave is going to be the 618 extension, something like that. And this is how we begin to build an Elliott wave, okay, and project potential landing zones for where things might come. Now let's take that. Let's take that and let's apply it to our market and see if we can apply that and see if we can make some projections as to what's happening in the market now. So I'm actually in the LTC chart, okay, and this is currently what's happening. I'm in a 2-minute chart. I'm going to get in the 15-minute chart here and see if we can do this a little bit better. There we go. Now we have a 4 wave, and I'm going to show you a more detailed count tomorrow as to where I think LTC is. But right now this is a B wave. Excuse me, not a B wave, but an ABC wave. This is possibly what I believe to be a 4 wave. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. So this is going to be an A, B, C, and I think C is coming down here to the $81 mark or somewhere in that vicinity. Why do I think that? Well, I put my trend-based fib extension tool there. Okay, and we can see that the one-to-one extension is right here, and the 1276 is down here. So even that wave could come down in this region as well. So somewhere in this ballpark. It really just depends, to be honest with you, on whether we should include that wick or not. So if we don't include the wick, you can see where we come with the 1276. If we do include the wick, you can see how that affects the price. So somewhere between $78 and $81 is where I'm looking for this wave to possibly finish out. That's what I'm thinking. Now, so that wave would look something like this. A, B, C. Now, can we project this wave here based on what we're seeing? Well, let's check it out. Let's see. So let's go to the 5-minute chart. And let's just try to put some fibs on this guy and see what we're seeing here. So if this is a C wave, it needs to be 5 waves down. Okay, so we're going to come down here to the 1 wave, up to the 2, put the fib extensions on it. And you'll notice that this actually comes to the 1276, which is a corrective. So this could be done. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is complete. And then we're going up from there. That's a possibility, but I think unlikely. If I bring bring this here and negate that wick, that long wick, you'll see that this wave comes to the 1618, which seems more likely as far as the shape is concerned here. So if this is a 1, 2, and this whole wave is a 3, that means we're putting in a 4. Okay, that means this needs to be corrective in its structure as it's being made. It needs to be corrective in its Fibonacci retracements as well. And so, if this is a if we label this would be a 1. That's a 2. This whole thing down to the 1618 would be 3. 4 needs to come here. Now, well, let me put 5 down here. Now, this 1, I think we're calling this, we're not counting the wick. We're just counting this right here. It's just a hypothesis for now. We're going to see if it plays out. It may or may not play out. So we always making hypotheses, and then we're testing them as we go. Now, we've got this 4 wave. So what's this 4 going to do? Okay, so this 4 is actually coming over here somewhere like that. Well, the 4 wave is made by an ABC. Okay, so let's what we're going to do now is measure this 4 wave and see what we have going on. You can see clearly that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, followed by a B wave. So that's an A, a B. Now we're putting in the C, which should be 5 waves. Okay, so we're looking for something like this in the 4 wave. A, it's B, and C, something like that. Okay, now we want to see is this correct? We're looking for 5 waves here. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove the waves off of this. Double click on it, uncheck the show wave. There we go. Let's measure this and see what we have. If we measure the bottom of 1, top of 1 to the 2, you can see that this wave came to the 1276. That's corrective in nature. Okay, that's a corrective level. Okay, just how this one came down, also in corrective. So one of the reasons I think this correction is still going. Secondly, we've come down for this B wave, so we want to measure this wave going up for the C and see what we have going on here. Well, actually, let's measure B first. We came down here to there. Let's use the wick there. I guess it's sometimes hard to tell. This is the 1276 if we use the wick. If we don't use the wick, it's the 1618. Still a potential. This looks like a good ABC in particular. So yeah, that's looking corrective still. Now what we want to do is put the extension right here. Now I'm going to zoom in here. So let's go to the 2-minute chart because I want to zoom in on this thing. I want to make it nice and big so we can really measure this guy and see what's going on. Okay. So let's measure. We got right here. That's the bottom of 1 to the top of 1 to the bottom of 2. Let's measure what's going on. You can see how this thing shot up, okay, to the 2618. Okay, that means a 3 wave often comes to the 1618, but it often also comes to the 2618. This is a real potential here for a 3 wave. So this would be a 1, a 2, and a 3. So we don't always use the 1618, but we sometimes use the 2618 as a landing point, especially if the 3rd wave is extended. Okay, so that would be 1, 2, 3. This is 4 coming down, and 5. Now, if this is the 1 and the 2, and this is the 3, this is the 4 coming down. So let's put our trend base, let's put our fib retracement down. Let's measure that. We're just measuring the 3 wave, the bottom of the 3, right there. Well, it's the bottom of 2 to the top of 3, so it's just the 3 wave. And generally, the 4 wave comes down and tags the 5 or the 382, and you can see that it's tagged the 50%. So we're looking good for a 4 wave here. That means what we're looking for is a 5th wave to come up. So let's project the 5th wave. The 5th wave is projected by the trend-based fib extension tool. We're going to go to the bottom of the wave to the top of 3. We're going to come to the bottom of 4, if this is 4. And we're going to measure that. Generally, the 618 is our target. And you can see where I have this arrow. I was doing this earlier. And I have a target then of 87.46 for the top of this wave. Okay? About 87.50 is what we're looking for the top of this wave. And so what we're going to do is see, does price come up here? If price comes up here, then our count, and it bounces down, then our count is correct, and we can make some projections about where we think price is coming, because this would be a 4 wave in that case. So let me go back out and show you the extension here. So if we're projecting price here to come up at the top of this wave to the 87.50 range, we ought to be able to see if we tag the A wave down to the B wave, a corrective fib, and you can see the 1-to-1 extension corrective fib lands at the 87.67 right there. So that tells me that we have confluence between our projected target for this 5th wave of C and the target from the extension of A to B in this correction to C. And so this is looking really good for a target of about 87.60 to 87.50, which comes over here to structure as well. Notice that this 3 to 4 wave right here, you'll see the 1 wave over here. How we wicked over there. Let me see if I can pull this guy down. Come on. Let's bring this 4 wave down. We're expecting it to come here, and that means we're looking for 5 to come down here. Now, if that's the case, again, we'll have to see if price actually does what we're looking for it to do. So if that's the case, let's zoom out and let's project this 5th wave. Okay, so let's go to the 20-minute chart just to kind of consolidate these wicks here. What we're going to do to project that 5th wave, when we project a 5th, is we're going to go to the trend base extension tool. We're going to start at the 1 wave. Okay, then we're going to go down to the 3 wave, come to where we expect the 4 to be, and we should look for the 618. And here it is. The 618 is about 80.83. So you'll notice we have confluence here as well. We've got, if we project the A, well, let's try it again. If we project the A to the bottom of A to the top of B, you can see the 1276 lands at about $80. And so we're looking for this to come down after this 4 is finished, to come down to about the $80 mark. That's my guess based upon the Elliott wave structure. So this is how we project potential price outcomes. So we'll have after it's all done, we'll have an ABC finishing out over here, something like that. All right, so there's my price target. I'm looking for 70 LTC to land down at 79.92. Hope that's helpful to you. You can take that application there and see if you can apply that to the BTC chart. But just so you can take a peek here, I'm looking at price to come. If this is an A wave and we're making a B wave, just as LTC is, we're looking for something like this in BTC, somewhere in this vicinity. And then we're coming down. Okay, so let's project the A to the B, A to the B, and that puts us right down here in the $6,400 range for this ABC correction. You can see that we have structure down here as well. That would be hitting structure, so that may also be play a part. We want to look for structure. So if we zoom out, we can kind of see what our count looks like. Our count basically is, to me, looking like from this wave we've got 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and we may push up again for 5. Okay, this is an extended 5th wave. Oh, no, I don't want to add an alert. Okay, so there we go. So I'm looking at price probably to come up here to the $8,000 range, maybe 8,200. We'd have to project. We'd have to project the 5th wave. It's a little harder in BTC because it's an extended wave. But there you go. I hope that's helpful to you in thinking and processing Elliott wave and using the fibs as you project price. This is how we do it. All right, leave some likes and subscribe. You may have to watch that one 2 or 3 times. Get your chart out and practice along with me. But I hope that's helpful to you. All right, you guys have a fantastic night. Hope that tutorial is helpful.